So, welcome, Nikita. Thank you for taking the time out and talking to us.
Thank you so much for this, Tulika. It's a pleasure is all mine. I'm looking forward to a great conversation.
That's great. So, Nikita, we'll straight away jump into it. So, your story is a true example of what one can achieve with hard work and resilience. You literally started this brand all by yourself from your living room, and as I understand, with a fair bit of resistance.
Yes.
Tell me about yours. Tell us about it.
Tulika, as everyone says that starting a business is always a struggle. Obviously, even if it's a small scale or a big scale, and when you're in India, and especially you're a woman, married, there are a lot of social struggles also you have to go through
Absolutely.
apart from just your business struggles. So first I had to combat all of those struggles in terms of why business, why after marriage, there is marriage to look after, there's going to be a baby sometime in the picture. How will you manage all that? How will you manage the house? Why is it just going to be a hobby? If it's just a hobby, because usually when women think of doing something especially in India in our typical setups, they really think that it's going to turn out into a hobby which is going to last only for time pass.
True. You actually bring out a very, very important question, and it's funny you say that most of the times when we do our when women get to start their own business, it's considered as, like you said, it's considered as a passing phase or a hobby. Do you think
Yes,
it's
yes.
almost like a social stigma?
Yes, because we're not even raised like that, na, Tulika. I can't blame any one particular parent or person because we're not raised to think that women have to be working. They should have as much pressure as men to be independent, to be financially independent. None of us have been raised like that. We
Right.
all think it's entirely the man's world to earn and get money in the house. None of us are raised thinking. We all are raised thinking that we have to raise the house and the man brings in the money.
True. True. That
So
is
if we will be raised thinking that men and women have equal pressures of getting in the money in the house, maybe we'll also start thinking in the direction that yes, we have to be independent.
indeed, indeed. So how did you keep that positive outlook? How did you fight it all?
Since the beginning, Tulika, I wanted to be independent financially, and I didn't want to. It has always been in my mind. This is one life we get. We have to do everything in this one life. So we have to make the most of it. And I come from a very, very typical setup where women are about house and babies, and especially after marriage, it's all about all those typical relations that you have to fulfill.
But did it
So
add
of
more to
course
you?
that was
I'm sorry,
so
go
of
ahead.
course uh, like challenging all that was a really, really big fight because everyone thought that it's going to be a time pass. थोड़े दिन करेगी, she will forget about it.
Yeah,
खत्म हो जाएगा, craze है. That's how people talk.
yeah. But
So
did it add
initially,
to your
1 2 years.
pressure?
Sorry. Yes.
Did it
What?
add to your pressure? Did it add to your pressure of
Of course,
keeping
because
yourself?
of course it adds to the pressure of performance because every day it was like if I will not perform, they will say, "See, we told you this is how it's going to be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not meant for you. It's not meant for women. Let men do their work." So every day I had the performance pressure that if I end up spending a lot of money, then the money also will be a pressure on me that I have wasted the money. So I decided that I will start small so that I do not feel any burden from anyone that I've taken some money from someone which I have to repay. Even if it's your husband or your father or your father-in-law,
Yeah, yeah.
anyone like you, it is money taken from someone which you will be
Absolutely.
answerable for. So I
Absolutely.
didn't want to do that. So I took a chunk from my own saving, whichever I had, like from my wedding or before wedding, because I have been working before that. So I took a little chunk from that and I started very small, very small. I just bought few pieces, curated them, and shot them in my drawing room one fine day. And I told my husband that listen, I'm going to go live with these pieces on Shopify. He also initially took it as a joke. He thought, haha, whatever, this is going to be just fun for you. Yeah, because I did a little mini shoot in my drawing room and I called for a makeup person and a hair designer and I shot on myself all those pieces to
That's
save costs. Yeah.
but that's like really putting yourself out there. You went
Yes, that was also about cost saving because I could not afford a model that time. So yeah, I had to make the best of what I had.
But tell me, was it, I mean, A, of course, like you said, it was the social stigma. But second is
Yes,
also the product,
yes, yes,
traditionally, we're used to going to our traditional jewelers, or at least
yes,
parents are used to going to traditional jewelers
yes,
when it comes to expensive jewelry. Like costume
absolutely.
jewelry, or college junk jewelry, that's different.
Yes,
But when it comes to
yes.
important, heirloom pieces, generally we go back to our jeweler. So was that,
Yes.
how did you handle that?
So, Tulika, the thing is in India, especially when you talk about jewelry, now everyone has their fixed people whom
Exactly.
they trust with precious jewelry, for example. Even my mother or my mother-in-law, everyone, they think that this is the person we can trust. They cannot go to a second person who they do not trust will give the right stone or the right, worth for the money that they're spending.
True, true.
And for women, especially, that I feel jewelry becomes a thing that they feel is their thing
It
in
is.
our country. Nothing else they feel is theirs except for the jewelry that they make over the life. So we wanted to catch on to that sentiment that Amama is going to bring in jewelry which is not expensive, which is not made of precious metals, but is going to be as close to you, which you can absolutely pass on.
Right.
Have pieces which will be timeless, which not being gold or silver, even though we have started doing silver now, but we don't do precious metals like gold and all. So apart from those kind of precious metals, we thought why not get into jewelry, which people can also cherish for years and years and can pass on. Because jewelry is all about passing on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Women cherish their jewelry so that they can pass on to their daughters, daughter-in-laws, and then they can pass on further. As it passes on, it becomes even more precious.
Indeed. I think I totally, I agree with you. And as a woman, as a daughter, I know how much you eye from the very first day your mom's little necklace,
Absolutely.
little things that
Yes.
she has in her wardrobe, and you always have an eye for them. That's true.
Yes. So, Amama also happened because I had inherited jewelry from my dadi, who I used to call Amma,
Right.
who also happened to have a great love for jewelry, who gave me some of her pieces before she passed away, and that's where my love for jewelry started. And because I come from a business family, I always had this thing that I have to have a business of my own. So then I thought I'll combine business and jewelry, and I have to come up with a brand. So Amama came into being because of that.
That is amazing. That's a beautiful name.
Yeah.
I mean, did COVID impact your business?
This is a funny story, to be honest, Kolika, because where people had a very, very bad time with COVID in terms of their health and their businesses, to be honest, we did fairly well in COVID.
Good.
Be- because we got a chance in lockdown, I got a chance to be at home and reevaluate the whole business. And that's when Instagram had recently launched Reels also.
Right.
So because I was at home, there was not much to do. Business was almost on a standstill. There were no carigars coming. So I gave it a thought. Maybe I called the pieces over at my place and I started shooting them at my place.
Nice.
So that's when the reels picked up, and that's when Amama picked up a lot from there.
So
So in a way, lockdown was beneficial for me, but I do not want to admit it because it wasn't a good time for
yeah.
everyone else around.
Let's say technology helped you. Let's give
Yes, you can say that.
it.
Yes,
Great. That's
yes.
amazing. And if you have to give one piece of advice to all the women who are, who aspire to start something of their own and are struggling similar, if not same stigmas, what would you
Yes.
say?
Tulika, I totally say that just keep going for it. Every day you will have to give it some little. There is not going to be one fine day when you feel that today is the day everything will be achieved. No, just like people say, Rome was not built in a day. Nothing is built in a day. You'll have to be very, very strong, but be at it every day.
Yeah,
Everything is a slow process, but it does yield result if you do it every day.
that's amazing.
So, yeah, you just have to be persistent.
Great. So Nikita, now we'll get into a bit of a fun part of the conversation. So a little more about Soror and the sisterhood that we share over here at Soror. So tell me, what does sisterhood mean for you?
Sisterhood would mean, I mean, to be honest, I don't have a sister. But for me, my sisters have been my friends. I have very, very close friends who I have shared my entire life with. So for me, I'll say sisterhood is sharing your everyday life with the person and making that bond beyond your family, beyond your. For me, sisterhood has not been, to be honest, family. It has been
Yeah,
my friends.
true.
Yeah. So it has been beyond the family. It's like how people say that friends are the family that you make here.
Absolutely. It's the feeling. It's the comfort
It's
that
the feeling. It's the feeling. It's the feeling. Yeah. So now also, like, I can't do without my friends, my sisters. They are literally my sisters.
that's so cool. That's so amazing.
Yes.
Tell me, and especially with, like we discussed some of the social stigmas, do you think women have to work double or even, triple to prove themselves constantly at work and at home?
Absolutely, Tulika. Absolutely. There is no doubt at it. Even if anyone says that now we're in 2021 and women are at par, I will not agree to it. Not even one bit. Every day, women have to prove, even if it's to their own parents, they have to prove that they can manage a business along with the family, along with the kid, because I have a kid now. And it's an everyday struggle where I have to show everyone that yes, I will make my son also excel and I will make my business also excel. Because everyone feels that either she's going to neglect the baby or she's going to neglect the family, whereas men don't have that pressure. If
Absolutely.
they neglect the house because of their work, it's acceptable. He's working, he's bringing in the money. But women do not have that leverage. They will have to make the child an Ambani, and they will have to make the business a top notch business also if they are getting into business.
That's true. I think I
So,
totally
yeah, there is no escaping it.
agree. Well, I hope that soon we are able to bridge that gap together. And
Yes, absolutely.
so more and more power to you, Nikita, and your brand, Mama. I hope we are able to spread the word, and more women are able to get on with their dreams. I'm sure a whole lot of us and a whole lot of our readers will take the inspiration from you and get something started.
Thank you so much, Tulika. Thank you to you and to Soror for giving me this platform to share my thoughts.
We're so glad we could have you over.
Great.